My name is Roberto Gallardo, and I'm the Vice President for Engagement at Purdue University. The digital divide is a concept that emerged in the mid-1990s, and it really refers to those that have access and those that do not to either broadband subscription or broadband service, devices, skills, you name it, digital. However, the concept has evolved over time, and in the mid-1990s, it was more about a yes, no, do you have access? So now it's not only, hey, do you have home internet? No, I don't, you're on the wrong side of the divide. We're now looking at, I do have home internet, but it's very slow and it's unresponsive and it loses a lot of packets of information. Then yes, you do have internet, but it's not meeting your needs, right? And so you're still on the wrong side of the divide. So broadband technology is critical for unlocking opportunities, urban, rural, any group really, simply because our society and economy continue to digitize. COVID shed light on the potential of this technology, but also, you know, when it's just a reality that a lot of stuff is happening online. And if you happen to be on the wrong side of the divide, you're not going to be able to fully participate in the economy and the society. And so that's why broadband is the backbone of that engagement. Typically rural lagged urban when it came to broadband home subscriptions, right? They may not have the service available to them. They may not be able to afford it, whatever the case may be. But then also among racial and ethnic groups, whites had a higher share or have a higher share of home broadband subscriptions, meaning that the minorities were kind of lagging, right? So on the wrong side of the divide. So when we looked at rather of broadband home subscriptions, we looked at internet download and upload speeds. We realized that as the share of white non-Hispanics increased, both download and upload speeds decreased. And so we were not expecting that. We were thinking that because they have more home broadband subscriptions and these other kind of situations, we figured, well, it's going to be the same with internet speeds, right? Whites are going to be using the internet at faster speeds. Now, we're not saying that the differences are drastic, but the fact that the relationship inverted was not expected. We were not expecting that whites, and we controlled for age, location, educational attainment, poverty, a couple of other variables we know compound on this issue. And even after controlling for those variables, whites still were using the internet at slower speeds. And it is a mystery at this point as to why. We have a couple of hypotheses behind that, but we really don't know. And here's the beauty of this evolution of the concept, right? If you only look at yes, no, certain groups are affected. If you look at speeds, certain other groups are affected. And so you just keep getting this nuanced picture. What we think may be going on, it's a choice. It's a behavior that we don't know. There are polls that show that whites, especially conservative whites, are becoming more distrustful of the internet and the companies that are behind the internet. And so I don't think personally that will explain what's going on, but I think that it's something that we need to keep in mind, is that if the technology is not responsible, if the age is not, it is a behavioral, it's a choice situation. And why? Why is that the case? We don't know. Future research is going to have to kind of shed light on that. So the question is, how do you, from a public policy perspective or intervention, how do you approach a group that typically has not reached out for help, not at least in this case, in this particular topic, or that many times prefer government as far away as they can keep it, right? So how do you approach that group? How do you intervene to make sure they are not lagging or falling increasingly on the wrong side of the divide? That's a tremendous implication